Now, good evening, everybody. It's Shooter. It's time to look at a little risk on or risk off. May 11th, 2022. Of course, at the end of this video, please do review our disclosure. Now, I'm going to start with the SPY looking out in time, just giving you a visual here. We're really nowhere near a breakdown. Right now we're still on the cusp of a bear mark, 3840, I believe the number was. So, at this point, I think we continue and complete this 359. Now, if I come down to the daily, it looks like we put in a 372.61, then a bounce. So we got about another $25 down before we get that bounce. And then we should come back in and put in about 397, where we flush again for almost $50 to the downside. So they're both two decent trades. So if you're not looking at a position short, I honestly climb on board here. I don't like to chase per se, but on any back test, let me put a speed line up there, give you a target. I'm going to say any back test to 416 is a gift because I don't think we get it. Not with the way this is failing here. This look, we were supposed to push and put in a little higher, lower high up here. We were supposed to put in a little lower high here, didn't get it, right? So we're getting that slope of hope, as I call it, so when waves fail, you tend to get these kind of looks. So, when I draw my speed lines, I look for this type of cascading image, and this is going to go to a straight line down. So now the next line that's forming that's our high. So until we close above that 395.41, this is your new slope to the downside. I'm going to just throw that up there and say, hey, here's your sign, throw an alert on that. So we close above 407.66, then you look for maybe a back test of the next speed line. But at this point, we just totally rejected higher prices. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Now, I just drilled right down to the NASDAQ on the daily because, it's same kind of look. Let me put a current speed line up there so you can see where that is. So I'm going to say any back test to 306.55 is another gift. Now, we should be looking at, a count down here around, can't see it yet, about 279.17. I'm going to throw a primary wave setup here, but just so you guys understand, the primary wave the label is just the setup. The trigger is when the strategy fires. So, we're just because we have the setup doesn't mean we get the trigger. That's why we wait for the trigger, right? All right, let's take a look at the Dow. So maybe with the Dow 291.95, then we back test to 308. All right, then we should be looking for an intermediate wave down around 253 in the Dow. Now, we're seeing a lot of these diagonals. And, the difficulty is they're very hard to predict. They're emotional pushes and these flushes. So, we could just come right here and push right back up to the speed line. Now the NASDAQ and the Qs do not look like the Dow. We were looking for some relative strength here, thinking that it might be a risk off play, but I'm not seeing it here. Not with this, potentially to get up and out. We did not get it. So back test to 351, I'm going to say that's another gift. And the wicks down at the bottom of the candle, that's going to continue. RSI has got plenty of room to continue to the downside. Let's take a look at IWM, Russell's. So Russell's maybe 166.85, a little bounce to 175, and then we head towards that 150. So it's either the Qs or the SPY is your better trade, sort of a flip there. Now, we did close below the 78.6. So what am I looking for? Continuation. Equality would be the 150 fib as it measured. So maybe 127. Right now, what I also have here is my alt counts. So we got a 166 and a 166.11. So we got some confluence around that price zone. This is a 5 wave down, as it would measure down to 97 if that does manifest. I'm taking a look at TLT. The slope of hope, is descending still. Taking a little heat on my 112s, but I got time. I'm in June, so wish I'd put more on Mara though. But hey, that's what it is. Next, all right. So our next slope. We're pushing on that slope a little bit. I'm going to push it out a little bit further, just say, hey, I don't think it crosses back. It could cross back above that 78.6. I don't think that it's going to. So we're looking for 106. So we're in our final leg down here. They bought the bottom wherever it gets rejected. It could actually bounce all the way up to a 132.13 as long as it stays within that speed line. I'm not worried about it. I doubt that I'm going to ride the heat out that long though. I'll probably average in at some point if I'm still in it then. But trend support 1, 2, and an overshoot. Structurally correct Elliott wave, back tested it, broke through it, didn't really get a good back test of it. We're now getting the back test now. So we're sort of back testing that breakout, that descending wedge sort of. Now that 132.42 was your important breakdown line, which we caught there. And I want to throw up some fibs on this. I just want to look at it only because I'm taking some heat on it. I haven't really looked at it at all because I've been playing around with other things. So we're pushing it down there. Boy, that is just a rough looking month. Month. 6 red months in a row. Lord have mercy. I just know how counts manifest. So, I'm looking for that breakdown, right now. So our top should come in about 118.82, and then we break back down to that 108. And I'm sticking to it. Great trading, folks. Until next time.